Hello everyone, Mama Do here, and we are up to October the 13th. So, for the missing person criminal case intuitive reading for this morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, by the way, hi. This person has been weighing heavy on my heart. Because yesterday was the 3-year anniversary since this person disappeared, vanished, no trace. Let me tell you about him. His name is Wesley, still smoking. Be nice if I open the right page. He's 75 years old whenever he disappeared, October the 12th, 2018. He is classified as an endangered missing, and he's listed on the Charlie Project as missing from Murphy County, Oklahoma. And there'll be more details as we go about that, okay? Of course, he is a male, and he's Native American. What tribe, you ask? I don't know. I haven't found an article yet that said what tribe. I did find on his son, who was honored posthumously, so his children, Wesley's children, are listed as being members, or this one son is member of the Blackfeet Nation of Montana and a descendant of the Kickapoo tribe of Oklahoma. Very active members of their tribes. I can tell by this one son write-up. Wow. Really impressive. You can tell what a good father Wesley and his wife Esther have been to their children, with the list of accomplishments just for one of them. Alright, so let's get on with talking about Wesley still smoking. Let me point out, he does spell his last name as 2 separate words, although there's other relatives that run it together. Alright, let me go back to this one. He stands between 6'1" and 6'3", and he is between 185 and 195 pounds. They know exactly what he's wearing, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But let me go over the clothing. A plaid shirt with a light colored jacket. I consider it more like a really light colored kind of khaki jacket. Blue jeans, brown boots, and a light colored cowboy hat with a braided blue and green band. Carrying a walking stick, which is pictured on the thumbnail. Please look very closely at that walking stick. Have you seen it? Did you see it somewhere? Was it standing against a tree, laying in a field? It's very memorable. Okay? It's going to stand out. Distinguishing characteristics? Well, one thing, he's a Native American male. So he has a olive complexion, gray brown hair, brown eyes. He had a small mustache at the time of his disappearance. He wears eyeglasses. And I've already told you about the name situation. Okay. Still smoking disappeared from McLeod, Oklahoma on October the 11th, 2018. At 10:30 a.m., he was at the Kickapoo Casino. He was seen on surveillance camera there. The family's theory was that he attempted to drive to Tulsa because his wife, Esther, of years and years and years together, was in a physical rehabilitation center recovering from injuries in a recent car accident. But he never arrived in Tulsa. The car he was in did not have a GPS device, and he did not have a cell phone. And to the best of everyone's knowledge and research, he could have only had about $40 in cash with him on the day of his disappearance. So the articles are saying he was seen at the casino on the 11th. Well, on the 12th, let me look this up real quick on the calendar. Wrong direction. There we go. Alright, so the 11th fell on a Thursday. On the 12th, I shouldn't say on the 12th, on the 14th, which was Sunday, hunters were looking at their trail cams, and they saw him on a trail cam in Mays County, walking. And the family have seen the clip of him going in front of the trail cam, and he looked good. It's the comment. He looks good. Just at that point, they had a lot of hope of finding him and being able to bring him home alive, healthy, getting back to everyday life. But the day he actually walked in front of that trail cam was on Friday, which was the day after he was seen at the casino. Then, and that's, by the way, the very last time that he has been spotted. And he's walking beside a set of woods. Speaking of those woods, oh, I might have took that map down. Okay, so he's walking along, but he had been in a car, so where's the car, right? Well, they found it. It's a black 2014 Dodge Journey SUV. It had temporary paper license plates. And it also was found abandoned in Mays County, Oklahoma, south of Murphy and east of Maisie. It was found about a mile away from where he was seen on the trail cam. The family strongly theorizes that he ran out of gas and was walking to get assistance. And most likely was disoriented by the fields and the woods, and thinking if he cut through here or he cut through there, he would be at a major junction to where he could get help. But he never came to a major junction that anyone is aware of. They have done numerous searches of the area, of where the car was located, of where he was seen walking in front of the trail cam, and all of the areas around there in efforts to bring him home. And as I said yesterday, 3-year anniversary since Wesley, still smoking, vanished. Have you been out there in Mays County hunting? It's a big hunting area. Maybe seen that walking stick and thought, well, that's odd. Huh. I mean, because it's pretty tall. He's 6'3", and that walking stick, come on, computer, work with me. That walking stick, it comes up to his chest. So that walking stick is going to be at least 5 foot long. And it has a bend in it. And that's to give it longevity and to give it strength. Because we are stronger when we bend. We have a stronger endurance if we're able to bend a little. But let's talk to Spirit. Let's see if we can get any answers to help locate, to, you know why I do the readings, right? I tell y'all all the time, get their names back out there. To trigger memories of interaction with this person. Whether you actually approached them or you just saw them from a distance. I mean, were you driving down the country road and you look over and there's an elderly man walking in the woods with his cowboy hat on? You may not remember exactly what day it was, but do you remember where you were at or the general vicinity? That could be very helpful information. Speaking of that, you know, I always forget for some reason to tell you who to contact if you do have a tip, a legitimate tip. McLeod Police Department, 405-788-4800. Mays County Sheriff's Office, 918-825-3535. And nowhere on here is it saying anything about tribal police. But if you are in, especially here in Oklahoma, we're all on Indian ground, okay? You can call any tribal police department with any legitimate tip, and they will make sure it is followed up on. This family has waited too long to be able to honor their father, their grandfather, their uncle, their brother. It's time to bring him home. Okay, so let's talk to spirit. Spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. Hold on, I gotta get that camera so I can make sure I'm showing you. Alright. Spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. What can you tell us about the disappearance of Wesley still smoking? Yeah, the lovers in reverse. He was missing his wife. He's missing his partner. I mean, they've been together forever. At this point, what does one do without the other? It's like basically asking somebody to cut off both their arms. Four of Wands is in reverse, yeah. His house didn't feel like a home. She wasn't there. He felt very lost without her. Well, that's love. That's wow, that's an admirable love. It really is. So the family's very right. They're very right about where he was headed. He was headed for Esther. But what happened, Spirit? What happened with Wesley still smoking of Oklahoma? King of Cups in reverse. And Five of Pentacles. Oh my. That's heartbreak. Feeling lost and alone. This is about the day he was, headed for Tulsa. He missed his wife. He missed his partner, his other half, his twin flame. That's what this is all about, okay? These are two twins flames that learned how to make it work. An amazing example of love and honor and respect for one another. Let's see if we need any clarifying cards for this part of the reading. King of Cups is the first one over the lovers. Yeah, he wanted to be with her and spend time with her. He was trying to get there to have lunch with her, or after lunch for her therapy time. That's what I'm hearing. To be there to be supportive during the therapy time. When you're in a lot of pain, you can use all the support that you can get. Any other clarifier, Spirit? That was just me dropping cards. No? Okay. Alright, let's put that one over there. We know where he's headed. We know why he's going there. Let's see what else is going on with this, okay? Let's see what happened to the car. Spirit guide, angels, and ancestors. Can you tell us about what happened to Mr. Still Smoking's car? Why did he get out of the car? Why did he proceed to start walking? Thank you for all messages forthcoming. What say ye? He didn't know what else to do. He didn't know what else to do. Two of Swords is there. He couldn't fix it. Something was wrong with it. He didn't have spare gas. Or what if there was a different malfunction with the car. He didn't have the resources available to him to handle it. Or to call for assistance. Because he didn't have a cell phone. The Hangman in reverse. So he thought about it for a minute. This point he's not confused. He's thinking very logically. Okay, well I can sit here in this car all day long. That does not mean anybody's going to be by to help me. Unless I put myself out there to ask for help, I'm not going to be offered help. So he gave it to Spirit, gave it to his higher power, and said, okay, I'm en route. So whatever happened, he did not have the resources. He didn't have, if it is what the family theorizes, and they have picked up the car, and it, was examined and everything, and I'm certain that they then looked at the gasoline. 3 of Cups in reverse, yeah, there was nobody there. No other energies to be, no other earthly energies. He didn't have access to reach out to his kids or to call AAA, none of that. That's the 3 of Cups. It was not a celebrating time. He did not want to have to walk off. So mind you, he's apparently slept in that car overnight. Because he left for Tulsa on Thursday. But he was a mile away from the vehicle on Friday. So being stranded with nobody coming near to help him that he can ask for assistance, no way to reach out to any assistance. It was not his best plan, but the other plan would have been just to stay in that car until his life drained at that rate. So his survival skills kicked in. And this amazing man set off to get help, to find a way to get to a location where he could notify his family or AAA, whoever it is that he wanted to notify, that, hey, I'm over here and I'm going to really need a little help here. So the Hangman is clarified by the 9 of Swords. So when he started walking, through the woods. You see the swords, they're surrounding him like woods. Like you really can't see the forest for the trees. And the blindfold is on. And the gauze is wrapped around the arms as if, well, I have to keep going. Because if I turn back, there's absolutely nothing there. Nobody's coming. So survival instincts kick in, and he continues to go. He continues to make tracks across through the woods, through the fields, ending up right after he gets started on the trail cam. Is there anything else about that walk, Spirit? The walk that Wesley, still smoking, took in an effort for surviving, in an effort to reach assistance? Is there any other information you can reveal to us? Family spot on. Oh, we have 2 flippers. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. He knew he was getting weak and tired. He thought about his beautiful bride and how much he wished to be by her side. That's from the 10 to the 9. Wesley's still smoking. Knew that the terrain, the weather, the lack of fluids, the lack of nutrition, the distance was detrimental to him, that it was closing in on him traveling outside of this realm. Preparing for the next life. He sat down. And he reviewed Ace of Wands in reverse. He did not fight the spirit guides, angels, or ancestors who was coming for him. He welcomed them. Just as each one of us has a way that our journey begins, we each have a way that our journey ends. This is very sad because none of us want to think that our elders are lost and alone. And doing a life review and thanking Spirit for all the amazing things they've ever seen and done and loved. Because we want to be there with them as they're taking those steps. But sometimes that journey's not meant for others. Some people's callings on their lives are very, I want to use the word personal, but it's very personal for each and every individual. I like to feel from this reading, from this energy, as he welcomed the spirit guides, the angels, and the ancestors who came to walk the last bit of the path with him, that he smiled, knowing that it was a life that was amazing and blessed. Okay, so I have questions. I love the peaceful feeling of the reading, Spirit. I really, really do. But I got more questions, Spirit. I got more questions, okay? So, let's shuffle up a little bit more and talk a little bit more about Mr. Wesley still smoking of McLeod, Oklahoma. Oh, and on my little thumbnail that I created from a couple of pictures of it that I found on the internet, I spelled McLeod wrong. Sorry about that, folks. It only has one C. But anyway, here we go back. Spirit guide, angels and ancestors. Is Mr. still smoking? Is he in Murphy County, Oklahoma? Is evidence or his remains in Murphy? Page of Swords in reverse. Page of Swords. So a page is a message. Swords is thoughts. Basically, Spirit saying, I'm not going to answer that. Messages? No, because it's in reverse. No message on that. I'm not giving you an answer on that. Holy Spirit, Spirit Guide, Angels and Ancestors. Next question then. That doesn't go with the reading thus far, but I want to ask Spirit. While Wesley was walking, while he was trying to reach assistance, did he encounter any people through his journey, through the field, through the woods? Did he encounter any other people? Nope. He was all alone. That's the Seven of Wands. It was a very individualized journey. That's the word I should have used earlier. Yeah, he was all alone. That was his path. Okay. Spirit guide, angels, and ancestors. Can we find evidence? Where can we find evidence of still smoking? Seven of Swords. Eight of Swords in reverse. The Fool. The Tower in reverse. The Nine of Swords in reverse. Oh my goodness. When was his birthday? Is he a Scorpio? I don't remember it telling me when his birthday was. It just kept telling me that he's 75 years old. Eight of Pentacles in reverse. And the Empress in reverse. Okay. So what do we have here? The question is about finding evidence. Queen of Swords. Very clear-headed. He was on a mission to go to Tulsa. He took a wrong turn somewhere. He ran out of gas. Or something else happened to the car. But he was clear-headed. He could have been forgetful, but he wasn't confused. There's a big difference between the two, okay? Eight of Swords in reverse. He felt that he would be okay going on this journey. Going to Tulsa to see his wife. And when the car stopped, getting out to go for help. He didn't feel like he was trapped. He made a logical decision. As many of us would. I would. I'm going to be honest. I have, I've seen a couple of times where I've had to get out of my vehicle and walk. Especially before we had cell phones. Or if I didn't have phone service. Which happens very frequently here in Oklahoma, by the way. The Fool is here. Not to say that he's a fool. No, 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 no. No, no. This was not surrendering, not giving up. I will survive. I may be 75, but I still got my mind about me. And I can survive this. Let me go get help. The Tower in reverse. Yeah, I don't need to just sit here in this car. The Nine of Swords in reverse. I bet you he lived his life like this. Nine of Swords in reverse. Quit worrying about yesterday. It's already engraved in stone. Free will can and will change the outcome of the present and the future. Quit borrowing trouble. And that's what he's decided to do. He wasn't going to borrow trouble. So he got out of that car right there in Murphy County. And he started walking. Eight of Pentacles. Initially, it was not a hard journey. The Empress. The Empress in reverse. Number one, that's signifying a male. Not a male person. A male energy. Whether that energy was his spirit guides, angels, or ancestors, or his son, John Wesley, who passed before him. But he was not mentally alone on this journey. And I see the walking stick. Okay. I don't know if you can see the walking stick. It starts up here and it goes down. Does that not look like the shape of the walking stick? Where it's got that curvature. It's with him. It is right with him. Second day outside the car. So he's on the trail cam on Friday. Saturday. At some point. Spirit is guiding me that that's when he sat down. In this location. Hit it to her. Because he was in love. That's the Three of Hearts in reverse. That forever kind of love. That twin flame kind of love. Boy, I bet he could tell some tales. But I look at his face. And he just doesn't look like a man that would take any, what's the word I want to say? Take anybody's BS. He's not going to listen to you toot your own horn. He's not into that. There he is. He's like, yeah, I'm going out to get the rescue squad. Everything's gonna be fine. Ten of Pentacles is here again in reverse. He knew when the journey to the end began. could have been a stroke or chest pain. There's so many things that could happen, especially with him getting so very dehydrated. And with our elderly, that tends to happen even more rapidly than it does with younger people. Yes, and I just said that like I'm not old, right? Nine of Cups. He still put his heart and soul into the journey. There was no stopping now. Three of Cups. Doing positive manifestations, positive affirmations. What is meant for me will be for me. Letting go of things that no longer serve them. Not resisting spirit's energy coming and a female energy coming. You know, we have the Empress here. Now we have the Emperor. This could very well be his parents. Because we have the Emperor and the Empress now. If Mom was kind of masculine and Dad was kind of the gentle one, it would most likely that... I don't know if you've ever heard this or not, but if you know, I did hospice for 10 years. I'm a nurse. I promise you, I've never had not one patient die that somebody didn't come for them. And you knew when they arrived. Especially if your patient was still talking. Because sometimes they would show up days in advance. And you'd walk in and your patient's hugging the air and tears running down their faces. There really is a person there that they're hugging. As they stand with one foot in this world and one foot in the next. And I see Wesley in the same realm. And it brought wish fulfillment, the Nine of Cups. This return of this couple to guide him. And the Hierophant in reverse. Really? Really? What that's saying is, this is the members of the soul tribe, the ancestors that came back. This here is a spirit guide. They led the way to blend the two realms. This is really a hella beautiful reading. Now, for all those invested in this reading, I don't believe he's in a grove of trees. I think he's in a line of trees. I believe he is up against something, like he's leaning back, resting, and his walking stick is beside him. His legs are in a very relaxed position. I don't believe he's in the woods. If he is, then there's a patch where there's not as many trees, not near as many trees, because I see a lot of fields around it, okay? I don't see any water at all. I don't see any water. But for all those invested in this reading, whether you're family, friends, soul tribe, police, investigators, searchers, today, this is a hard one to see. Today I am in charge. Today I am in control of how I feel. Nobody can make me feel any other way than happy. I could see him saying that. You know, I'm happy. Why am I happy? Well, why shouldn't I be? I should be happy. That's my right to be happy. And today you're in charge. Today, as hard as today is, knowing that still smoking has not been located, to honor him in his memory, you too can be in charge of how you feel. This came out in the reverse. Forgiving and learning. Okay, so somebody's holding on to something. This is a romance card. Somebody's holding a grudge. Somebody's playing the blame game. Somebody's not letting go of a negative energy. This didn't happen because of anybody's fault. Okay? This did not happen as a form of punishment for anybody. So the first thing you gotta do is let go of the pain within you so that you can forgive yourself and then forgive that person for things that was not in their control. Okay? Your Archangel card? Moon cycles. Really? Hold on. Really? By the way, I don't ever talk about this kind of stuff, but I don't know if it's still active, but the family has a GoFundMe going, and they absolutely could continue to receive financial assistance to help with these searches. They still do searches. They want to honor their elder by bringing him home and having a proper burial for him. I never asked y'all to donate to a GoFundMe, but if you find it within your heart, I know that they would appreciate it. And as for me, on that note, remember who I am. Under no circumstance, ever, never, will I expect or request any kind of monetary reward for doing any of these missing person or intuitive readings. These are a gift from Spirit. Now, let's see what's happening. We have the first quarter moon today, and then we have the full moon on the 20th, and the last quarter on the 28th. And this talks about moon cycles. Archangel Heniel, notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations, and capitalize upon these cycles. Talk to spirit. I didn't know we had a second positive affirmation that fell out at some point. So let's go ahead and go over that one before I pull the advice card, okay? Today I will express myself. That's a grand idea. Today I will express my feelings openly and honestly by writing them down and reading them aloud. Put them on paper, read them back to yourself. An hour after you've written them. Wait an hour. Put a timer on your phone for an alarm clock. And say, 1 hour, I'm going to come back, I'm going to read these. I'm going to see how I feel now. Because what you wrote it down, you're not that person no more. You're not. Alright, so let's get your advice card for all those investments. Wesley, still smoking. It's time to bring you home. If anybody has any memories of seeing an elderly gentleman walking through the woods, walking through a field in Murphy County 3 years ago, please call. Please. If all it was a sighting, guess what? That information could be so very beneficial. It may be exactly the trigger for the next search. So you may know anything about rabbits. No, that's hunting territory. Big time. Alright. Your advice card. Follow the white rabbit. Curiosity meets opportunity. A wondrous opportunity is going to break through your ordinary reality and give you the chance to change your world and your perception forever. Follow the white rabbit. Go to the place you weren't expecting to find him. Follow the rabbit. You know, that's what it is. When you follow that white rabbit down that hole, first off, you don't know where you're going or what's down there. It's a spot that you just somehow mentally blocked. So follow that white rabbit. Where's your white rabbit at? Pull out a map. Do a grid. Show where all you've been. All these search parties. And you're going to find a white rabbit. Follow it. This is a really long ways from me. Like 4 hours. Which is saying a lot because Oklahoma's not that big, okay? It's not like I live in Texas no more, where you can drive like 19 hours and never leave the state. But put out the information. Put out the call for volunteers. And I'll show up too. because it's time to bring Wesley still smoking home. Alright, everybody. Thank you all. Thank you. One last card. Most likely outcome of this reading. 8 of Wands. New tips coming in. New conversations. Getting things organized to follow the white rabbit. The 8 of Wands. Lots of backwards and forwards communication. It's usually very good. Kind of excited. It's high strung, meaning that it's got enthusiasm. It's got support. And it's clarified by the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. As if the search is taking on, as if the case is taking on a new life of its own. Alright, Spirit, do your magic. Make it happen. Bring in those tips. Bring in these new opportunities. Whew. Okay, everyone. I'll see you all soon with your next reading. Today I do... Who do I do today? Gemini, Leo, Libra, and Pisces for the weekend. And then I'm headed into Durant. Yay me. Alright. I'll see you all soon with your next reading. Namaste.